You are watching Shalom World News. I'm David Kerr from Lansing in Michigan, and these are your latest news headlines from around the world. 80% of all Catholic schools in Lebanon are facing closure due to the country's continuing economic meltdown. That's according to the Secretary-General of Catholic Schools in Lebanon, Father Yusuf Nasser. Father Nasser says that a steep decline in family incomes, coupled with a lack of state subsidy since 2016, could see many Catholic schools close their doors in the very near future. At present, Lebanon has 330 Catholic schools, educating nearly 200,000 students. Church schools in Lebanon are traditionally associated with academic excellence. At present, 78% of Lebanese people are living below the poverty line, with the country's currency plummeting in value by more than 90% over the past 2 years. The bishops of Mexico are appealing for people to take to the streets to make the case for the unborn. The plea by the country's prelates is in response to a recent ruling by the country's Supreme Court, which struck down pro-life laws in the penal code of the state of Coahuila. Now the bishops are urging their fellow Mexicans to participate in the March for Women and for Life, which will take place on October the 3rd. Pro-life campaigners say the Supreme Court ruling, which was handed down on September the 7th, could have wide-ranging effects throughout Mexico. While the decision only affects Coahuila, it could set a precedent, they say, for any other similar cases from other states which are referred to the Supreme Court for adjudication. At present, abortion is legal in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy in only 3 Mexican states, as well as Mexico City. The Australian state of Queensland has legalized voluntary euthanasia. Despite opposition from both the church and pro-life campaigners, a voluntary assisted dying bill was passed by the state's parliament on Thursday by 61 votes to 30. The law will now come into effect in January 2023. The new law states that private hospitals and residential care facilities run by religious organisations will have the freedom to choose not to provide euthanasia. However, they will not be able to hinder a patient's access to it. Voluntary euthanasia is already legal in the states of Victoria, South Australia, Tasmania and Western Australia. Representatives from the episcopal conferences of nearly 20 countries from across Central and Eastern Europe will gather in the Polish capital of Warsaw on Sunday to begin a 4-day conference on the issue of safeguarding. The conference is being organised by the Vatican's Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors. It's entitled Our Common Mission of Safeguarding God's Children. According to Cardinal Sean O'Malley of Boston, who is the president of the Pontifical Commission, next week's conference will evaluate the impact of regional context on issues of abuse of minors. Experts will also share their experience regarding prevention and intervention, as well as implementation of existing procedures to protect minors. 96 Catholics from disadvantaged countries have won scholarships worth nearly $800,000 that will allow them to study in Rome. The awards have been granted to priests, religious and lay people from 5 continents by the charitable organisation the Papal Foundation as part of their St. John Paul II scholarship programme. The scholarships will enable the recipients to study at 16 universities in Rome. The Papal Foundation was founded in 1988 to cater for the call for a unique, sustainable way to support the Holy Father and his witness in the world. Since launching the St. John Paul II scholarships in 2000, nearly $13 million has been granted to over 1,600 recipients. Now, the aim of the scholarship is to provide recipients an opportunity to study in Rome, after which they return to their home diocese to educate others in a manner faithful to the magisterium of the Church. Finally, the Cathedral of the Assumption of Our Lady in Valencia has long claimed custody of the Holy Grail. Now the historic Spanish church is hosting an exhibition featuring even more relics and sacred objects associated with Jesus Christ. The expo is entitled Chalice of the Passion. It was opened on Wednesday by the city's Archbishop, Cardinal Antonio Canizares. As well as venerating the Holy Grail, visitors can also view replicas of 2 famous Italian sacred objects, the Holy Shroud of Turin and the Sudarium of Ovideo. That's the blood-stained cloth believed to have been wrapped around the wounded head of Christ. There's also a relic of the Holy Cross on loan from the monastery of St. Toribio in Lebanon in Spain. One of the highlights of the exhibition is a life-size image of Jesus, which matches the imprint of Christ as found on the Shroud of Turin. The expo is open to the public until the last Thursday in October. Well, that's your latest headlines. Do join us for more tomorrow. You can also visit us at swnews.org for news updates. Shalom.